darkness, the worms that ate but did not consume the sinner. Or maybe I was thinking about my aunt in her beautiful cherry box, cushioned by velvet on all sides. The worms would be halfway through the wood by now. In less than a year, there'd be nothing left but bones. When my father came out to cut the grass, he yelled at me, I remember that, above the roar of the mower. So I started in, the heat like a fur coat turned inside out, the sweet smell of clipped grass, the choking smoke. The pods were sticky, prickly. As I worked, I saw the inchlings crawling from their sleeping bags like kids waking at camp. When the pan was full, he took it and told me to come with him out back to the trash pit where we burned the newspaper. I loved watching each sheet as it blackened, curled, and revealed the unburnt page underneath just before it caught. But not this time. When he poured my little captives onto the charred ground, shook gas onto them, I thought of the priest at High Mass sprinkling us with holy water and lit them like charcoal. Oh, they curled too in the sudden heat, blood smoke rising sideways in the pit. What must he have thought seeing me staring, fists clenched, the moisture boiling from my cheeks and eyes, trying to read that fiery script? As a kind of self-protection, the guys started having their own consciousness-raising groups, which in German are called Männergruppe. Okay, there were the Frauengruppe. They would meet, on that side of town, and the Männergruppe would meet on that side of town, and basically we just complained about one another. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. There are a couple of just one, well, you know what a Frauengruppe is now, and you know German slang for an American is an Ami, okay, Americana, okay, an Ami. So this is a meeting of the Männergruppe. Like conspirators plotting the overthrow of Western Civ, we gathered in Jürgen's kitchen, drank his beer, and listened to his love-drunk tenor's recitative, the horse, the riding clothes, the whip, bribes he'd given Birgit, his estranged wife. Better she should whip him, we thought, or one of us. Donald, an American, said that American girls were all talk and no sex, whereas German girls were all sex and no talk. And Lutz said that if Donald's German were better, his relations with the locals might improve. Then Kurt, another Ami, told about his night with Ulla, how she did nothing but talk. Making love to Ulla, said Lutz, who used to date her, was like a 5-act play with no 4th act. And Manfred said that now that his girlfriend Karen was a lesbian, she was not doing with a woman the same things she used to not do with him. Jürgen said that he and Birgit had had a terrific lesbian relationship. I considered for a moment various arrangements of sockets and plugs and confessed that I too had lesbian urges, especially for Karen and Birgit. Kurt reminded us that lesbianism was not so much a sexual preference as an affirmation of political will. Just like Lysistrata, women were retaking ownership of their bodies. Donald said he didn't want to own a woman's body, he only needed a short-term lease. Several women's bodies. Week-to-week rentals would also be okay. Manfred said that the act of love should be as beautiful as a poem by Heine. Lutz said that his best sexual experience came at 13 when he found his father's hidden copy of de Sade and read it to the neighbor girl in his parents' bed. Donald said that Manfred and Lutz should stick to comic books. Meanwhile, across town, the ladies of the Frauengruppe were likewise raising consciousness and glasses of wine, each in turn answering the question, what's wrong with men, by giving the names of my 5 compatriots and myself. Thus ended the privacy of private life.